We have breaking news about the man who shot Donald Trump. Apparently, his parents called the cops on him the day of the shooting before it happened, and we're just getting this information. So what is happening and what is going on? And guys, hello my loves. I forgot the intro last time. My name is Joy, and we're just gonna dive right in. If you like content like this, make sure and subscribe, hit that notification button so I can keep you up to date. Also guys, while we do this, sound off in the comments. Tell me, are you seeing things I'm not? Am I missing something? What are your thoughts? Like the video, everything helps. But guys, we have all been wondering about what was the motive behind what was going on. Did his parents know? You know, we just had this very famous trial for Ethan Crumbley where his parents have been convicted for the fact that the shooting happened for him. So Ethan was a teenager who shot up his school, and his parents got convicted for not doing more or not helping him enough. And people have been wondering about this guy's parents. Now, he wasn't a teenager, so I think it's a little bit different, but what did they know? What is happening? Now, we do know that they got into his phone and computer to try to find a motive. However, nothing has been uncovered yet, but I want to show you guys this. So this is from the Daily Mail, and it says, breaking news, Thomas Crooks' parents called the cops on the day of the Trump rally shooting. The parents of Donald Trump's would-be assassin, Thomas Matthew Crooks, called the cops to say he was missing before the shooting, a bombshell new report claims. It follows another stunning development that the 20-year-old gunman was at the former president's rally 3 hours before opening fire and sparked the suspicion of Secret Service because he was carrying a rage finder used by hunters to take long shots. He was there 3 hours. They had 3 hours to get this guy. We know minimum an hour before people were reporting to the police. Suspicious guy right here, and it's going to get worse. So hold on. Crooks' parents called law enforcement in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania to say they were concerned about their son's whereabouts, Fox News reported. That sounds suspicious, but let's continue. Let's see what else. He climbed onto the roof and shot Donald Trump and killed retired volunteer fire chief Corey Comparator at the rally in Butler. Crooks told his boss that he needed the day off from work on Saturday and gave colleagues a final chilling message that he would be back on Sunday. I wonder if he did that to not arouse suspicion because he knew he wasn't coming back. He knew he wasn't coming back. But then again, like, who would have suspected it at this point? But maybe his parents did. So it says, his father told law enforcement he assumed his son had gone to the shooting range at the Clarendon Sportsman Club to practice with his rifle and would be back by 1 p.m. on Saturday, CNN reported. But as the time went on, he grew more concerned and phoned local law enforcement. At around 3 p.m. on Saturday, Crooks was spotted at the rally's security screening area and tried to pass through metal detectors with a rangefinder, which is used to shooters to measure distance. Hold on. At around 3 p.m. on Saturday, Crooks was spotted at the rally's security screening area and tried to pass through metal detectors with a He got through? Is this saying that he went and was screened and they let him through with a rangefinder? You tell me that they didn't help him do this. Allegedly. The device, which looks like a small pair of binoculars, would not have prevented him getting into the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, but did put him on a law enforcement's radar. 3 hours. 3 hours, guys. So he had to go through that. And then he was there for 3 hours. Keep in mind. The Secret Service watched him, but lost track of Crooks when he left the secure area. Oh, because why would you do your job? Why would you? He is then believed to have collected the rifle he used to shoot Trump, kill a rally attendee, and wound others from his car, which was also contained a bulletproof vest and 2 explosive devices. I do think it's kind of funny. He got a bulletproof vest because why? He knew he wasn't coming back from this. Did he really think he could get out of this somehow or wasn't going to go to prison forever if not be executed? Like, what are you doing? A photograph showing the sniper appearing to crawl on the ground while scouring the area was circulated to law enforcement as suspicious sighting at 5. Can you imagine this creepy little dude just crawling around and the police are like, herp-a-derp-a-der. Just the more that comes out, the worse this gets. It says, a photograph showing him appearing to crawl on the ground and scouring the area was circulated. At around 6:11 p.m., Crooks took up a position on a slanted roof, the slanted roof we can't get around, and shot at Trump from a distance of about 165 yards, wounding him in the ear and killing Corey. So, this just makes me so mad. And then apparently this is when the FBI was talking to his father. This is Thomas Crooks' father. Yes, it says clearly exhausted, his eyes showing the strain and trauma of the past few days. Matthew Crooks opened the door to several members of the FBI who entered the unassuming brick home shortly before 10 a.m. I mean, regardless of what happened, you do have to imagine, I am praying for his family. His parents, I'm assuming, didn't know, but there is weird evidence there, so we'll look at it. Witnesses spotted Crooks crawling onto the roof. He's crawling on the ground and then crawls on the roof. And the cops thought, we're not going to do anything about this creeper. Not only is it all stupid and how dumb, what a creepy little dude. Creepy. Why would you be crawling? He was already walking around. He was already on their list. Why be crawling around before, God? So it says a Secret Service counter sniper team, codenamed Hawkeye, also spotted him looking at the position through the rangefinder. My God. The latest bombshell developments raise more questions about the massive security failures that led to the attempted assassination of the former president. Law enforcement took a photo of Crooks an hour before the shooting, adding to the mountain of evidence that they knew of his presence well before they pulled the trigger. 2 more newly released images also show a bicycle owned by Crooks that was recovered close to the scene, and a remote detonator which was recovered from his dead body alongside a cell phone, and it was later revealed that the detonator was connected to explosive found to his car. Why the bicycle? So he came up there in his car with a bicycle. Did he think that so was he going to detonate stuff from his car? Was it going to blow up his car and then he gets away on bicycle with his bulletproof vest? And this type of thinking outsmarted the Secret Service. Well, I guess anybody could outsmart Kim Cheadle. So if she's, the one who's in control of everything, that makes sense to me. DEI for the win, guys. And it says, it was later revealed that the detonator was connected to explosives found in his car. Did he just get too busy to go ahead and get rid of them? Really? A backpack affixed to the bicycle? What was this kid thinking? Why would you have a bicycle? What? Everything gets dumber and dumber. How this kid acted, what this kid did, and most importantly, the Secret Service and the police. It just gets dumber and so we have new evidence or new information. Apparently, so the police had hoisted each other onto the roof to try to talk to this kid as he's trying to shoot. He points his gun at them, and I guess one of the officers dropped the other one. And now the police are trying to say that guy was a hero. He prevented him from shooting Trump. That's how we spin in this. It gets dumber and dumber by the second, guys. The gunman was also acting strangely around the metal detectors that attendees were forced to walk through before entering the event grounds. Witnesses said that Crooks was furiously checking his phone and operating a hunting range fight. So he's doing all of this as he's going through the metal detector? No, he's fine. He's all good. He's fine, guys. I can't, y'all. Okay, so then I want to also see this, which we just went over, but I want to go over again. Trump's shooter's ominous request to his boss before assassination attempt revealed, and the eerie moment he locked eyes with counter snipers before opening fire. So it says the would-be assassin told colleagues at the Bethel Park Skilled Nursing and Rehabilitation Center that he would see them on Sunday. So he's a rehab worker? This is the dude that fooled the Secret Service. And there was no fooling. They knew. They all knew, they just did nothing because who cares? But a Secret Service agent at the Butler rally ensured that he would be the last person that Crooks saw as he locked eyes with the killer before shooting him dead. Agents found him in their sights and one pulled the trigger seconds after the 20-year-old shot dead Pennsylvania Fire Chief Corey Competore, critically injured 2 others and hitting Trump in the right ear after scaling the building 147 yards away. They were looking at him while he was looking at them. I don't know. I don't know. This is just crazy. The graphic video shows Crooks peering intently through the sights of his father's AR-style weapon and firing towards the rally as onlookers scream from the base of the building. Instantly, a second volley of shots is heard, and Crooks is pictured lying dead on the roof as those on the ground gasp in horror. The Secret Service don't blank around, man, one exclaims. Holy crap. Well, at this point, seems like they sure did a lot of it. I have a couple questions. So, his father called the cops on him day of the shooting, although he hadn't been missing that long. Now, here's the thing. I think you have to be missing for unless you're a child and it's an Amber Alert situation, pretty sure you have to be missing for 48 hours or so before you can report it to police. So why are we just reporting that he's kind of missing? Is the report going to come out that he was actually concerned that his son was about to do something at the event? I'm not saying that's the case. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying and again, what bothers me is all this information keeps coming out and it feels like it's just being hidden from us and we're slowly getting the trickles as to not be too angry. And that bothers me. So why, if you have to wait 48 hours to report somebody missing, why call the cops on your kid if it's same day? It just makes me wonder if they knew more than what they're saying. And I'm not accusing them. It could be that, it could be a situation where they are grieving because not only did they just lose their son, they lost their son in this horrific way. But it does make you think. So then we have a little more info here. It says, Thomas Matthew Crooks' father was profiled by Donald Trump's campaign. Family had a MAGA sign in their yard. Now, there's some discrepancy about this we'll go over. It says, the father of would-be Donald Trump assassin, Thomas Matthews Crooks, was reportedly profiled by the former president's 2016 campaign. As one neighbor claims the family had MAGA decor in their yard until recently. Matthew Brian Crooks, 53, who legally purchased AR-15 rifle used in his son's attack in Butler, Pennsylvania, over the weekend was identified by the Trump campaign as a crucial swing state voter who was likely responding favorably to pro-gun messaging, according to data obtained by the UK's Channel 4 News. The campaign's private database analyzed 6.7 million people in the Keystone State and half of the state's population to determine which voters could be targeted with the messages about the gun rights out of the 2016 election. And it says, Crooks' father, a registered libertarian, was identified in the database as a strong Republican, likely a gun owner and hunter. We do know, at least from what we're hearing from reports, he gave his son the gun that the son used before all this went down. He was among the top 20 highest scoring people in the hometown of Bethel Park, which has a population of 19,000. The gunman's mother, a registered Democrat, was also flagged by Trump campaign as a likely gun owner who would be receptive to pro-gun messaging. The 20-year-old gunman who took a shot at Trump during a rally in Butler on Saturday, grazing Trump's right ear and killing a hero firefighter and seriously injuring 2, lived with his parents in the Pittsburgh state. The family's Bethel Park home had pro-Trump and MAGA decor, including yard signs in the front until recently, one of the family's neighbors told WPXI. There absolutely was MAGA supporting things for a while, said neighbor Kelly Little, who was evacuated from the home 24 hours as authorities removed a device from the Crooks family home. It was very frustrating. It was exhausting. I'm glad that it's over, but I don't look forward to all the strangers that have been lurking around in our neighborhood. Well, yeah, I can understand that's not fun. But then we have a report from another neighbor, a neighbor who said she's the one actually who would hand out signs and canvass the area and that they didn't have anything in their yard or she would have known. So there's some discrepancy there. We do know they did, or at least the reports are saying in 2016, they had Trump stuff. So there are some different reports on whether or not they actually did or didn't support or whether or not it was vocal and out loud. And so then it says, and this is just so frustrating, and I just want to reiterate this, Thomas Crooks pictured almost an hour before he shot Trump. Sniper identified gunman acting suspiciously, checking his cell phone in a rangefinder at the rally where they took the photo. He was there 3 hours. 3 hours. They knew from the moment he got there. Tell me this isn't, if not a setup, they didn't help him. Allegedly. Now, there's one other thing I want to go over. There is a new neighborhood report of the kid, Thomas. And I say kid, he was 20 years old, of Thomas and what he was like. Because we have heard people come out, classmates, and say he was bullied pretty badly and that people were not nice to him at all. Apparently, he was just really, really incredibly smart, but quiet. And he just, didn't get along socially. But let's go ahead. Also, I'd seen a video, and I'll find it here soon, where basically there's a video where he specifically said, I'm 6'4" with a big D. Okay. So it kind of makes me wonder more and more if this wasn't an incel situation. I mean, not that I'm blaming that completely on it, but if that's not a part of this. So let's go ahead and let's look at this. It says, Trump attack shooter Thomas Matthew Crooks' neighbor speaks out about encounters with him.
Saw the photo of him. Did you immediately recognize him?
Yeah, immediately. I've all the yearbook photos and everything. I knew who he was.
And your reaction when you saw that was what?
I was shocked because knowing that he lived so close to me, that he did something like that, it's shocking. He was just quiet, and I've never noticed anything off. I mean, he was just a normal kid to me, walking around the neighborhood. I mean, he was just a bit odd, that's all. No, he would it's like a normal person. I mean, he's just a normal person who seemed like he didn't like talking to people. The only thing that was odd was that he kept to himself. Like, he didn't talk to people much, which I found odd because I like to talk to people and I like to make conversation, but not everyone does. He kept to himself.
So we know he was bullied. He wasn't very social. I wonder if it's going to come out that he wasn't somewhat on the spectrum, perhaps. Not saying he was or wasn't, and that's not a disrespect to anybody on the spectrum. I have tons of friends who are on the spectrum who don't do things like this. There's a proverb that I've heard before. It's like some African proverb somewhere, and basically it's, if you don't love a child enough, they will find a way to get attention. So it was basically like, if you, it's something about a village. I wish I remembered it directly, but it was something about like, if you don't allow a child to be around the fire of the village, they will burn it down just to be able to feel the heat. And it does. And look, I'm not saying we can blame everything on bullying, but I do think we need to look at the way we treat one another. However, what's also interesting is there's been so much anti-bullying stuff over the last several years, which on the one hand I'm happy about, but on the other hand, a lot of that anti-bullying stuff, those people then became the bullies, right? So the left, who acts like they're the kind, tolerant, loving left, who's all for the underdog, wanting to help the minorities and everybody, have now gone so crazy with cancel culture. They're the ones that have become intolerant, and they're the ones that are the bullies. So I do think that's kind of an interesting dynamic in terms of what exactly is a bully. But at the same time, that shouldn't be happening, because maybe had there been more tolerance, more kindness, more acceptance, he wouldn't have felt the need to go do something like this to fill those social holes in his heart. Again, I'm not blaming any one person for that, and I'm not saying we can blame bullying and call him a victim, but I do think we need to look at all sides of a situation to gain perspective. So was he, the perpetrator? Yes. Is he a horrible killer? Yes. And could he have been a victim in his circumstance? Yes. All those things can be true, and it doesn't take away from what he did. I am really curious to see the police reports with his dad. I'm really curious about what that phone call was to police. I can't help but sit and scratch my head about it just doesn't sit right. He needed to be missing for a while. Now, maybe it's that he didn't come home knowing he had that weapon on him and he got concerned. But why would you have concern for that? If there was no way they knew, if there was no reasoning behind it, if this was a situation where it was like, surely we had no idea, why call the cops? And I'm not blaming his parents. I'm just saying things look weird. And sometimes when things look weird, there's more going on. We have to wait for the information. But it just seems like there's a lot of info that's being withheld Something doesn't sit right. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? What do you think about all this information coming out? Tell me your thoughts, guys, and tell me what you think. What do you think about my assessment? Sound off in the comments. If you like content like this, make sure and subscribe, hit that notification button, and leave the video a like because everything helps, and I just want to spread this info. Okay, guys, until the next video, and I will be updating you when I can. Giving you all hugs, kisses, stay safe, and I will see everybody soon. Bye.